What's going on, everybody? Today, June 26, 2015, the Supreme Court rules gay couples nationwide have a right to marry. So that's nationwide now. That means there is no discrimination as far as any place that you want to walk into if you and whoever wants to be married and you want to make it serious. Pretty much we're going to just discuss some things really quickly about what it means and how people feel about it and some of the conversations I've been having since it's been reported. We're going to start really quickly with the religious aspect. Obviously, people are not going to be too welcoming of it. Within the last hour that I've known about it, I've already heard about Sodom and Gomorrah and all kinds of stuff and death and all this stuff that's going to happen. Pretty much that's all I got from that aspect. The other aspect is from people that grew up during the civil rights movement and are more encouraged to say it's something that should have happened just so that we don't have to, have another type of discrimination going on that's actually legal. I know people that were around during the Jim Crow laws when, people of color were worth 1/3 of a person. A lot of things like that have happened in America since it's been around for the little time that it's been around. People don't really realize that America is probably, 200 years old, something like this. It's a very difficult thing. Well, 2,000 years old? It should be. So it's a very difficult thing for a lot of people to understand what's going on with it. You have to really. It's sort of like this. The problem that I had with it, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, is when I met some people that said, you know what, I've been in a relationship with him or her, and they have health insurance and I can't use their insurance, and it's just us. It's a monogamous relationship. It's just whatever. Those type of things, when you're supposed to be with somebody that you love, I don't really care about the discrepancies that are involved with it. That actually bothered me because people. It's a situation where you're gonna have a lot of people that are going to be very upset about it just because of the nature of what a human being is. When you're taught all your life that, this is wrong, this is not what you're supposed to do, it affects you into adulthood if you allow it to. And it goes along the same thing with everything that has to do with discrimination. If you're taught to not like people of color are, they do this, they sag their pants, their music, all that stuff like that, and that's all you're influenced by, you're going to naturally have a hatred for people of color, regardless of what's going on TV, regardless of anything like that. I watched, it was a combination of a lot of different things with teen pregnancies and things like that. And I saw a lot of Caucasian females that were, teenage mothers and stuff like that. I see the housewives where it's a lot of Caucasians, and I don't ever hear any kind of crazy discussion about it. But if it's a show where you see a person of color doing it, it becomes a situation. And it's not anything else other than the way that the country has been for a while in most parts of the country. And this is just another type of discrimination where now they can go and do it. It's going to be a lot of BS that's going to go on with it. People are going to be still upset, not recognize the law. The same thing when, with the civil rights movement, after it was shown look, okay, people are free, stuff like that, it's still going on. Down south, it's still people that are hanging people of color. Listen, old habits die hard, and people are going to still try to do whatever they can do to keep it oppressed. That this doesn't mean that a homosexual or a gay person is going to be able to just go out into the public and be like, you know what, we're married, whatever like that. You're still going to be treated unfairly for depending on the establishment. It's going to go. It's just like saying, we're all free, so, a person of color could go anywhere and it's going to be okay. Oprah Winfrey got discriminated against in another country because she's a person of color. They didn't know who she was. They wouldn't let her in certain places. So it doesn't really matter. You are what you are, and in my opinion, I'm happy for them. This is another thing that we don't need to be worried about. They probably did this today because something else is going on. You know what I'm saying? Where they're trying to take, the attention off of something else. Because this should have been done. Like I said, and this is primarily for adults, and I'm gonna be very honest with it. In my time when I was growing up, there were tomboys and things like that. Girls that wanted to be boys, they went through a phase, and then they went on to do whatever. Now with all this stuff where you can't even be a tomboy anymore, automatically you're on medication to become a real boy and stuff like that. As far as that goes, that we have to find a kind of we need to find a medium with that to try to understand that we're not forcing something based on media issues onto a child. You know, as far as adults making decisions, that's one thing, but I think that children should be allowed a longer time to grow and develop and decide what they want to do and go through different type of changes before the media or whoever the socialism type of government pushes them into that situation to where that's what they want to become. They want to change their whole sex now. You know, that's pretty much that's where I go with it. And already there's a lot of people that are, you know, upset about it. You can see with this guy over here, you know, listen, it's gonna happen. People are not going to be happy about this. Everybody is never going to be 100% happy about something going on. When the civil rights movement was passed, people weren't happy about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, bro, why is this person of color gonna be free? You saw slaves leaving, like, yo, I'm out here, Audi 5000, I'm going to the north. Like, you know, people weren't happy about it, but it happens, and the country changes. President Obama had, you know, some good things to say about it, because you got to remember, he's half black, so he understands the prejudice that comes with it. So anybody that's a person of color, regardless of religion, whatever like that, with the discrimination that has gone on in America, it should be, you should be accepting of it, regardless if you agree with what they're doing or not, because it's just another form of discrimination that we don't need. And that's what I've always believed. You know what I'm saying? It's still discriminatory, but I was a young child that was raised to not like homosexual and gays, you know, whether it was based on, you know, I was raised as a Rasta, you know, it's, you know, with that type of religion behind you, also, you know, one side Rasta, one side Christian, Baptist, whatever, it becomes a situation where homosexuals are just the devil. You know, I had to go away to college and meet people and see what's going on and understand that it's the individual. You have to treat people how you want to be treated, regardless of what they choose to do. And that's what I had to learn. And then I realized there's no reason for me to just hate a person because they choose to do something behind their doors that I don't agree with. Doesn't matter. And it's not even the fact that I didn't agree with it. I was forced to say, okay, that's what they're doing, it's wrong. Listen, once I realized, spoke to people, and, you know, were around people like that were homosexual or gay or whatever you guys want to call them, it changed for me. I started to see, listen, these guys are treating me nicer than these other pieces of crap that's supposed to be, you know, my friends or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't make any sense. So that pretty much made my decision very, very easy. You know, to understand that this was something that was forced on me, and I had to make a logical decision. Now, regardless of what everybody's gonna say, I've been steadfast with that mindset that I treat everyone as an individual until you choose to do something else different. And that's it. That goes for everybody, regardless of what you are. There's a lot of people that hate Muslims no matter what. The media pushes it out that everybody that's a Muslim is a terrorist. You know what I'm saying? I have people that are Muslim friends. It doesn't matter. Listen, until you do something to me, I'm going to treat you the way you treat me. That's it, regardless of what you want to do. You know, unless you're like a pedophile or some craziness like that where it involves children. Like I said, just keep the children out of it. I'm going straight adult here. Keep the children out of it. Once everything is outside of that, you know, we can operate in a different fashion. So I just want to know what you guys are taking from it. What do you think's gonna happen with it? And are you happy that people are allowed to be happy, you know, quote unquote? And this is ridiculous for the guys or the girls that was like, you know, I would marry you, but you know, the law doesn't state we could do it. Now you can get married, so you done. So you can't be a player and think it's gonna work no more, because now gay marriage is illegal. So all those people that was using that as an excuse not to get married, yeah, you're done, bro. You better stop it. Now you gotta stop. Now you can get married anyway, it don't matter. So let me know what you guys think about it. Is this something that we needed, or is it just something that is completely ridiculous and you're gonna stay in your ways and just say, look, it's wrong, they don't deserve to be happy, they deserve medication and to figure out what's wrong with them and all that other stuff. Let me know what you think about it. Definitely leave a comment. Until next time, it's always one love.